you can't get something out of nothing. Well, how did we get something? The present concepts of naturalism say that all things came into existence out of present laws, but this most powerful generalization about the universe says you can't get anything out of nothing, and we know from the second law that it's not eternal, it all degenerates. This is the principle of uniformity. We explain everything in terms of what we see now, and yet how can you do that? That, of course, is a theory. We don't know that from a fact. And Asimov is wrestling with this conflict. How do you explain what we have, which we know can't be eternal, when you can't get something from nothing if you don't have the supernatural? Natural law says that won't work. Well, he's wrestling with that when he says, perhaps in an infinite sea of nothingness, if you can imagine that. It sounds like there's something, doesn't it? Globs of positive and negative energy in equal-sized pairs are constantly forming. I think he's already gotten off track from his nothingness there. After passing through evolutionary changes, combining once more and vanishing. And we are in one of these blobs in the period of time between nothing and wondering about it. And this is supposed to be science, when the most fundamental generalization about the universe is that you cannot do that. And so here we have this principle of uniformity, which he's trying to sustain, that says everything came into existence as a result of present laws, and then that fundamental generalization that says you can't do it, the principle of conservation. The second law is just as much, actually more confrontational to the concepts of natural origins. And the second law basically says things go downhill. You didn't know that either, did you? We all understand that very well. It's called the principle of entropy increase. And scientists like to say things just to make you work at it a little bit. Entropy is the measure of disorder, and so it says basically the system runs down or wears out and tends toward disorganization, which we all understand. Entropy is the measure of that disorder, and so the disorder increases. It's a backwards way to look at it, but that's the concept. Asimov, again, is describing this when he says another way of stating the second law, then, is the universe is constantly getting more disorderly. Viewed that way, we can see the second law all about us. We have to work hard to straighten a room. Left to itself, it becomes a mess, again, very quickly, very easily. Even if we never enter it,